Did the lost city of Atlantis really exist? Where is it now? Let's explore what really happened to the lost city of Atlantis. As we all know, Plato was the ancient Greek philosopher who first described the legendary island nation of Atlantis. He wrote that the Atlantic people were a powerful naval force that lived around 9,000 years before his time. According to Plato, their advanced civilization boasted of palaces of red gold and white marble, and was home to a utopian society that valued wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. But in one fell swoop, the island was plunged into the sea by a great earthquake. Only a few escaped, warned the Atlanteans of their impending doom. The survivors told the story of the catastrophe, so that future generations would learn about their hubris and remember how they lost the favor of the gods. But is there any truth behind the myth? Was Atlantis a real place, or just a product of Plato's overactive imagination? Recent discoveries in the Mediterranean may finally be shedding light on this age-old mystery. Join us today as we recount the shocking new details about the lost city of Atlantis. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one, and let's get started. The legend of Atlantis. To understand why the discovery of Atlantis has captured the world's attention, we must first revisit the legend itself. In Plato's text, he describes Atlantis as being located beyond the Strait of Gibraltar in the Atlantic Ocean. There, hidden away from the rest of the world, was an island bigger than Libya and Egypt put together. It was home to a powerful and prosperous people who lived in peace and harmony. However, the Atlanteans became arrogant and decided to conquer the known world. As punishment for their hubris, the gods sent a massive flood which wiped out most of their cities. Only one city remained dry land, but it too was eventually swallowed by the sea. Over the years, many have tried to find Atlantis with little success. Some believe it never existed, while others are convinced it did. If Plato had gotten his facts right, that is, Plato and his Atlantis. Plato's writings have had a profound impact on Western thought and culture. His ideas about everything from politics to metaphysics have inspired countless thinkers throughout history. However, his description of Atlantis is often taken at face value by those trying to uncover its secrets. Unfortunately for them, recent studies suggest that Plato may have been a bit of an embellisher when describing the legendary city. According to historian David R. Coffin, Plato likely created Atlantis as a literary device to teach moral lessons. After all, the story of Atlantis appears in two of Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In these stories, Plato uses the tale of Atlantis to contrast the ideal state with the corrupt reality of his own day. For example, the Atlanteans' love of wisdom and justice are seen as antithetical to the Athenian democracy, which had become increasingly corrupt. Similarly, the Atlanteans' tragic downfall serves as a warning to those who abuse their power. So if Plato invented Atlantis, where did he get the idea? Well, according to some scholars, the answer lies off the coast of Greece. The Santorini caldera. Located in the Aegean Sea, the Santorini caldera is a massive volcanic crater formed by an eruption nearly 3,600 years ago. It is believed that this eruption was one of the largest natural disasters in human history. It is also thought to be the inspiration for Plato's description of Atlantis. In fact, many of Plato's contemporaries wrote about the destruction of Atlantis, including the Greek historian Posidonius, who claimed that the island had sunk into the sea. Other writers, such as Plutarch and Diodorus Siculus, also mentioned Atlantis, though they offered different accounts of its location and history. However, it wasn't until 1817 that the Atlantis theory was revived by a Danish physician named Ignatius Donnelly. In his book, The Atlantis, An Antediluvian World, Donnelly argued that Atlantis was a real historical place that predated the biblical flood. He claimed that Atlantis was situated in the North Atlantic Ocean, somewhere near the Strait of Gibraltar. Donnelly's theory was based on his interpretation of Plato's text, as well as other ancient accounts of Atlantis. He believed that the Atlanteans were a highly advanced civilization that had been destroyed by a catastrophic event. Though Donnelly's theory was widely accepted at the time, it has since been discredited by most scholars. Many argue that there is no evidence to support his claims. Additionally, Plato's description of Atlantis is often seen as too fantastical to be based on a real place. Nonetheless, the search for Atlantis continues to captivate people around the world. And recently, new discoveries in the Mediterranean may be providing clues to the mystery. New discoveries. In recent years, several archaeological finds have been made that could shed light on the existence of Atlantis. For example, in 2011, a team of researchers discovered the remains of a large city on the Greek island of Melos. The city dates back to around 700 BC and appears to have been destroyed by an earthquake. This discovery is significant because it corresponds with Plato's description of the Atlantic's downfall. Additionally, the city's advanced architecture and infrastructure suggest that it could have been the utopian society he described. However, perhaps even more intriguing are the findings from Santorini. In 1969, a team of archaeologists, led by Spiridon Marinatos, uncovered the ruins of a Minoan palace on the island. The palace dates back to around 1600 BC and was likely destroyed during the volcanic eruption. The discovery of the palace suggests that a powerful civilization did exist in the Aegean Sea, but it predates Plato's account by centuries. This raises questions about whether the Atlanteans were actually Minoans, who had migrated to a new island after their homeland was destroyed. But one recent discovery may be the closest we've come to finding Atlantis yet. In 2014, a team of researchers led by archaeologists, Kostas Tatakis, announced the discovery of a submerged settlement near the Greek island of Thera. The settlement dates back to around 4,500 years ago and was likely destroyed by a tsunami. Given the timing and location of the disaster, it is possible that this was the event that inspired Plato's story. Though none of these discoveries have definitively proven the existence of Atlantis, they do provide tantalizing clues. Together, they paint a picture of a sophisticated civilization that thrived in the Mediterranean. Could this have been the utopian society described by Plato? Or are there other explanations for these archaeological finds? Ultimately, the question of Atlantis remains a mystery. Is Plato's description of Atlantis an accurate account of a real historical place, or is it merely a product of his imagination? The recent discoveries in the Mediterranean certainly lend credence to the theory that Atlantis was real. However, without more evidence, it is impossible to say for sure. Nevertheless, the search for Atlantis continues to captivate our imaginations and inspire new discoveries. Who knows what the future may hold in terms of unraveling the mystery of this lost city? Whether or not Atlantis was a real place, its story has had a lasting impact on human history. Plato's warnings about hubris and the dangers of unchecked power are as relevant today as they were when he first wrote them. Moreover, the recent discoveries in the Mediterranean remind us that there is still so much we do want to know about the world. There are likely many other lost civilizations out there waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos on the mysterious lost city of Atlantis. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.